this video, I'm going to show how to create a grading system that will allow a kid to have to require a specific grade before they get a point grade. What we're going to be utilizing is we're going to be using Schoology's student completion system in order to make this happen until Schoology comes up with a solution for this. You'll see right here in this bottom one, it's called testing. It has a must complete, and we'll see that there's two things in here, and I will show you how to do those. Depending on how you set this up, you might be making separate folders for each time you do this, or you could make one long continual folder, for example, if you had multiple quizzes that you needed done in a specific order. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to scroll up here to the top to where it says Add Materials, and we're going to add a folder. And we're going to name this. You should be following your folder structure. But if I did something like student quiz 1, I don't know, I'm just making something up here. I'm going to go ahead and click create. I'm going to scroll down to student quiz 1. And I'm going to start adding my materials. The first thing I'm going to add in is my test and quiz, or you can use the assessment, either one of these, depending on what features you want to add in there. They'll work the same way. So I'm going to go to add test quiz. I'm going to say student quiz 1, just name it the same thing. And then we're going to have a value points. It'll automatically scale based off the number of questions that you have, but you can put a value to this if you so wanted. We're going to then give it a category. I created two categories. I created a quiz grade and a quiz no grade. Now, this is the quiz that the students are going to be taking, and so it seems this is very much if I want a certain threshold in order for the kids to get full credit. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this quiz that the kids take into quiz no grade. And we can provide a due date if we want. You need to do it at this point in time for it to show up, just because of a feature functionality that Schoology has. I always turn off comments. And then I also did create a custom scale. This is for a specific teacher. And what this does is this goes from 0 to 99%. It says redo. And at 100%, it says pass or something like that. And so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to click on create. It's then going to give me questions to make. So I'm going to make two questions, and they're going to be really basic. The answer is true, and this will just help us show this, that if you didn't get all 100%, it's going to not work. And then I'm also going to say the answer is also true, and this is just choosing the correct answer is true. Create question. All right, so that's my quiz made. You could use whatever quiz or assessment you wanted here. That's all fine and dandy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use another test quiz or assessment, whichever one. If you have a preference, you can use that. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to put another test quiz, and I'm going to call this student quiz 1 completed. And this is the one that actually is going to count in their grades. So you need to pay attention to how many points you're going to make this worth. Do you make it 100 points? Do you make it 10 points? Depends on if you're using weighted and all that type of stuff. I'm going to make it worth 10 points just because. And then I'm going to put this inside of quiz grade. And these are weighted categories, by the way. So you're going to have to weight your categories based off this if you're doing this. Everything else is the same. Turn off my comments because I don't like them on, and I'm going to click on create. From there, I'm going to add a question. It's going to be true, false. I scored 100. And there's no other way to do this if you want it kind of fixing itself. I'm going to say create question in case the kiddo somehow messes that up. I don't know. They can do that. I'm going to enable this. I didn't do this on the other one. Sorry. And I can say unlimited attempts and go with the highest score so the kiddo can accidentally click false and go back and fix it later. So I'm going to click on save changes. All right, quiz 1. I need to go fix this one and enable it. And we'll see what this looks like from a student side as well. So these are enabled. They can't see their submissions, all that fun stuff. If I click the right spot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn on what it says options. We're going to do student completion. And we're going to add some completion rules. And we're going to say the requirements must be completed in sequential order. And this is everything that's in the folder. So I want to say yes, they need to be completed in sequential order because I want quiz 1 to happen before quiz 1 completed. So I'm going to add a requirement. And I'm going to say on student quiz 1, the members, this is the student, must score at least, and it's going to pop up, and this is out of that 100. I'm going to say they have to score a 100 out of 100. And then if I go add requirement for student quiz 1 completed, they must score at least a 10. And I'm going to save changes. All right. On the teacher side, it doesn't look like much. If I switch over to my student view, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to here, and I see student quiz 1. If I click on that, I'll see student quiz 1 completed. I can't click on it. And I've also tried like taking the URL from it and going into it, but it doesn't, it still is like, it's denied. And so I have to go into student quiz 1 and I can stake it. Oops, I'll have to fix that. Make an attempt. The answer is true. True. The answer is also true. I'm not paying attention, so I'm going to say false. I'm going to click on yes. And you can see that I had redo. I got a 50 out of 100, so that custom scale that I made for that teacher, or to show that teacher, it's going to say a grade of redo. If I look at my grades, it's even going to say student quiz 1, I need to redo that, so I can go back to this. I just realized I had to fix this, this one. This one, need to fix. Settings. These are fake students, so don't worry about that. Attempt limit unlimited. You might not do that, just depending on what you want. This one I would probably recommend doing it that way if you're requiring to get a certain quiz score in order to move on. All right. Okay. There we go. If I jump back here, I will get it. I swear. All right. So student quiz 1, it's a redo. If I go to the actual folder still, all the way down here, student quiz 1. Because I didn't score a 100, I still can't go to this next part. And so I got to go in here. I'm going to make a new attempt. And the answer is true, true. The answer is also true, true. And I say yes. Hey, okay, I got a pass. Cool. If I go back to the folder, I'm going to see student quiz 1 completed. And now I can go take it. And I'm going to start a new attempt. I scored a 100. True. Do you want to submit the assignment? Yes. Or you could say like I pass, I guess is what probably would want to say. And so this is how you could make a way to require students to get a certain grade before they can get a full percentage on a specific class. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. Have a good one.